If you've been going back and forth about getting a bag from Polene, I think now it's time to run. Don't walk to the stores because they are increasing their prices yet again.
Another one. Another one. Another one.
On January 6th. I guess that's why a lot of the bags are mysteriously sold out from the website. But with a lot of people complaining about quality issues from Polene, LVMH acquiring a stake in the company, more on that later. And I also checked out the bags for myself when I was in the physical store in Paris. Is it still worth it in 2025? So I think a lot of people on TikTok have been getting emails from Polene because they've subscribed to the newsletter. And so I found this statement that they've put up on the website. I'll read it to you. Polene is founded on a commitment to superior quality through the use of only the finest materials and the exceptional skill of Spanish artisans. So to honor this promise, Polene is raising the prices of some of its models beginning January 6, 2025 in response to the escalation of raw materials and manufacturing cost fluctuations. And so they go on about yada yada yada, how Polene's products are produced from artisans in this place called Ubrique, Spain. More on that later because there's some juicy tea about that small little town in Spain that produces for a lot of luxury brands such as like Loewe and Staffberry as well. And so interestingly, they kind of put like a caveat at the bottom of it. They said, a workshop dedicated to the maintenance and repair of customer bags at cost, ensuring many more years of enjoyment and use. So I think they're trying to say like, okay, we're increasing the prices because of like raw materials, like yes, inflation is a thing, sadly. But they're also trying to say that, okay, there's some aftercare for your product. So if you buy the bag, we're still gonna take care of it for you, which is good, question mark. But yeah, as I mentioned, most of the popular bags like the Cyme and the Numero Neuf and Numero Dix, and in a bunch of like popular colors are out of stock online already to stop people from getting their hands on them before the price increase. I don't think it's a supply issue because they've been expanding to like a lot of stores in the past 2 years, and they recently opened a store in London in November in 2024 last year. It's kind of weird to call 2024 last year, but it's time to move on. Anyway, the question is, how much have they been increasing and what are my predictions for the price increases in 2025? I've collated the prices for some of the models since 2022 and we'll be comparing them and I'll be giving you the numbers, the statistics. But before that, hello beautiful people! It's your queen of random content, Marcus. I usually do videos about interior design, luxury fashion, and a bunch of fashion vlogs and fashion commentaries like this. So if that's something that interests you, do subscribe and join the community. Let's start with the Numero Neuf. It's a popular crossbody dumpling looking bag with a top handle. And this bag is increased by a whopping, guess the numbers right now, 51.7%.
Excuse me? I can't believe it.
Since 2022. In euros. So okay, so in this comparison, it was a bit difficult to get the prices for both USD and Euro across the different models, and I obviously can't just convert the USD to Euro for the comparison because the prices in Paris are a lot cheaper. I will fluctuate between them and I will mainly be using 2022 as a baseline because that was the furthest I could find for most of the numbers. Even though the brand was like conceptualized in 2016. But I do feel like they really kicked off in 2022 and 2023, especially after Leather Tenstein. If you haven't watched his videos, he really like, he dissects luxury bags to tell you what the real raw cost of producing the bag is. So you can kind of gauge for yourself, like, are you paying for good quality leather bags or are you just paying for the brand? Anyway, I digress. Back to Polene. So, how much exactly? It was 290 euros in 2022 before a price increase in 2023 where it was 370 euros. Now it is 440 euros. In 2025, who knows? I will include the 2025 prices once I get them in the comment section below, so do check that out. But I'm guessing, looking at the trend, it would be like about a 15 to 20% increase, seeing as how fast the brand is growing. Now for the mini version, the Numero Neuf Mini, I only found the prices in USD, and this saw a 33.3% increase from 2022 to 2024. Retailing at 390 USD in 2022, 420 USD in 2023, and finally 520 USD in 2024.
I was rooting for you! We were all rooting for you! How dare you!
Wow, that's crazy. Like, the bag was below $400, and I think after the price increase, it would be like close to hitting 600 USD. My thoughts on this bag, I think this is one of the more popular bags. I've seen a lot of people carry it. I think it looks really good. Not gonna lie. I think the design is very timeless because, I know there's another Singaporean brand called Beyond the Vines. They're doing this dumpling bag design and it's gone crazy. There's also another brand called Anatomy who's doing dumpling bags. I think the shape is pretty timeless. The leather looks really good. I went to the store physically to look at it. A lot of people have issues with the mini, saying that their hand, it was difficult to get things in and out of the bag because it's quite small. I do agree that it's small, but my whole hand could fit inside, so I don't think that's much of an issue. I was a little disgusted at the straps because the glue work was kind of shoddy. The glue looked like it was like, I don't know, it looked very messy. The glue was like all over the place. It looked kind of like half finished. Someone didn't like maybe sand down the glue. I don't know what they do. I don't know what goes on in production, but as a consumer standpoint, it didn't look very nice. That's the strap. The bag itself is okay. Now, moving on to another popular bag, the Cyme bag. Now, this is a tote bag that lets you tuck in the sides, and it's become a very, very popular working girl daily driver. A lot of corporate girlies, those girls who are like girl bossing it on TikTok, for lack of a better term to describe it, they all have it. And I've seen it a lot in Singapore whenever I'm on the train. Like, you will see one, you will come across it whether you like it or not. I think mainly because it fits a laptop, it fits a lot of things. Once again, it's a ludicrously capacious bag. If you got a long day ahead, you gotta bring a lot of things, so you need a big bag. Also, if you're looking for like bags to check out in 2025, I recently did a video on that. I will link that in the description box below, which you can check out after this. How much has it increased in price, right? So it actually followed the same exact trajectory and prices as the Numero Neuf Mini, which is weird. Also, please take my numbers with a pinch of salt. I tried finding it from like various sources, but the prices I found, please do correct me if I'm wrong, why is it the same price as the Numero Neuf Mini when it's a tote bag? Wouldn't it take more raw materials and like leather to produce? So yes, it's 530 USD now, up from 390 in 2022. So an overall 33.3 increase. Now, information for the Cyme Mini may be incorrect. This one is a bit more difficult to find. I got these numbers from a YouTuber. I'll insert her handle and video here. But she's saying that it's 460 USD now compared to 380 in 2023 and 350 in 2022, the Cyme Mini. This is a 31% increase. Now, my thoughts on the bag. Would I buy this bag? I feel like I wouldn't recommend this bag for work because there have been a lot of quality issues about it in terms of its stitching coming off. It's always the stitching and the glue work, huh? Polene, get it together.
Bro, stitching fell off. This is what it's supposed to be like.
You know the magnets that they use to tuck in the sides? Apparently, once it's heavy, the magnets are kind of weak and they just pop out. So it kind of defeats the purpose if you're getting this bag for like a two-in-one kind of look. So if you're putting like an iPad or a laptop and then you're bringing a bottle and plus like a little makeup bag and a planner, I don't know what you would put in a bag. It looks like it will wear out pretty easily because it can't take the weight of all these items. So that's why I wouldn't recommend it for heavy use and for like work per se. But I do love the design. I think it's a very nice elevated version of a tote bag. It's become instantly recognizable. So although it is a bit more quiet luxury, it's minimalist. The branding is very small, but just the look and shape of it, you know it's Polene. If you're into quiet luxury, minimalist design, I think this bag's nice. Do watch till the end for my thoughts on the brand as a whole, because now LVMH has entered the chat and I have some thoughts. Alright, now on to the last bag that I've kind of tracked prices for is the Numero Dix. Am I pronouncing that right? It's like DIX. So this one increased the most. If you thought the Numero Neuf and it's 51, what did I say? It's like 50+% was a lot. Buckle your seatbelts. Because the Numero Dix increased by 61%.
What? 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 Hold up, wait a minute. Wow.
Yeah, so in USD, the bag cost 580 in 2024. But in 2022, it was 360. Yeah, that's a 61% increase. For euros, I only have the 2023 price to compare it with, but it went up from 360 euros in 2023 to 420 euros in 2024. So that's about a 16.6% increase. Wow, I can't imagine, like now the Polene bag is going to be like what, 600 plus for that bag? when it literally used to be like a $300 budget bag. I'm sorry I wasn't able to check the prices for all the models, but then this video would be so long. I'm trying to get it out before the 6th of January. But do let me know in the comments, right? If you have any of your favorite models that you know the prices of, how much it has increased, do leave it in the comments down below. Are these bags worth it in 2025? So as I mentioned, there was gluework issues in like the store I went to in Paris for the straps, so I'm a bit skeptical. I think you all know I have this Burberry mini pocket tote bag. I've had it for so many years, and the strap, although it's small and I really stuff it and it's so heavy, the stitching is perfect. The stitching is immaculate, and I've used that bag to death. Okay, so maybe it's a display piece, but I'm just a bit worried about the quality of the stitching. And so some of the other bags I saw are like the wallets. The hardware is very soft. A lot of them have like scratches on them, and they don't look nice, especially if you're buying like a wallet from them and you're putting it in your bag. You know it's gonna get beat up, especially if your hydro flask and like your laptop in there, it's gonna get beat up. And as I mentioned about the problems with the Cyme, there actually has been a lot of online discourse about quality issues. So apparently, here's where the whole Ubrick Spain, the factories and its production in Spain comes into play. Okay, so this is TikToker Louis Studios. I don't know whether she's a founder, but she was posting this under the Louis Studio account. She has like her own brand. She went looking for a factory to produce for her own brand. So she traveled to Ubrick, Spain. It's actually touted as a picturesque village in southern Spain that manufactures leather goods for the majority of luxury brands in the world. So that's why she went there to check it out. And she actually saw that in a lot of the factories, a lot of Polene bags are being made, and they subcontract to a lot more smaller ateliers. And so just think about it, right? The same bag, if you produce it in just like one factory or by one like company in that town, I feel like it's easier to track quality issues. But I think now Polene is subcontracting so many different small like leather artisan ateliers or factories to produce the bag. So I think that's where the quality issues may come from. But here's where I kind of disagree with that being the main issue for quality issues. It's because a lot of luxury brands do this. A lot of them subcontract a lot of small factories, and they get their leather from different factories. And this town already produces, like I mentioned, for places like Loewe. And here's something I found online. This is a quote from Marie Claire. It says, "Almost everyone in the town today works in the industry. One craftsman I spoke with at the Strathberry workshop began his trade as a teenager. They've been doing this for many, many generations. Those skills have been handed down. It's very difficult to find that same level of quality outside of Ubrick." This is said by the head of sourcing and supply at Strathberry. So it's no wonder why brands would want to produce there. And I think that's really something beautiful. The tradition of excellent leather craftsmanship is being passed down from generations. I don't think like Ubrick Spain or the factories there, they are the problem. I think the problem is really the people who are receiving the bags at Polene not doing quality checks or not doing any final touch-ups to the bags. And my friends have Polene bags and they love it, they look good. So I think the issue of quality issues is you never know when you're gonna get like a bad bag. So I don't think they can keep up with the demand, but if you want to get a bag from them, I think you should try to get them in physical stores in 2025 so that you can really check the bag thoroughly for any defects. And also, not only is it already cheaper in Paris, if you buy it from the store in Paris, you get another 12% like tax rebate. And they do the thing very easily for you because we did buy a bag for my friend when we were there at the store. So you just give them your passport and they'll fill up everything, and all you have to do is just like scan the thing at the airport. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. I recommend getting a credit card, getting the tax refund back to your credit card. It'll be a faster experience than getting cash because you'll get the cash back when you're flying back home, and then the queue to get the cash back can be a bit long. Personally, the designs don't appeal to me. I'm sorry, like I can respect it. I think it looks good for certain people. But as I mentioned, these bags have become recognizable despite the quiet luxury look. You take one look and you know it's a Polene bag. So I think if you like the bag, go for it. And you should go for it because before the price increases even more. Because you know why? Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, it's a luxury conglomerate. They have like a portfolio of 75 brands. They actually bought a minority stake in Polene. And I do not trust LVMH for reasons which I'll get into soon. But let me just give you some context. So I'm just focusing on the fashion brands that LVMH owns. It includes Louis Vuitton, of course, Dior, Fendi, Rimowa, Givenchy, and many, many more. So in September 2024, L. Catterton, a private equity firm owned by LVMH, actually acquired a minority stake in Polene. So why is this an issue? I don't know if you guys remember, but like Louis Vuitton tried to sneakily take over Hermes. So this is what happened. They were secretly buying stakes in Hermes till they owned like 17% of it, which is crazy because Hermes they mainly focus on keeping the business in the family, and they started doing this in 2001, where they acquired like 4.7% to start off with. I'm not saying that I know their strategy and that they're trying to take over Polene, but knowing the shady things that they did to try and like get a slice of that Hermes revenue pie, they tried to buy shares in the open market, and Bernard Arnault, LVMH's CEO, they tried to persuade Hermes's controlling families to sell up while increasing the stake to 23.2%. Guys, that is like a quarter of the company. Hermes CEO Patrick Thomas attacked LVMH's methods and actually said to the press, I think this is a pretty famous quote, "Please excuse my language, trigger warnings for rap with an E, I don't want to get demonetized." Yeah, so he said, if you want to seduce a beautiful woman, you don't start by rapping with her from behind. And then they said, there's no interaction between LVMH and us, and we don't plan to have any. So this was all settled in 2014, disbursed the shares back to relevant stakeholders with Hermes, and they relinquished their stake to below 10%, and they've also agreed not to buy any shares for the next 5 years. Why agree to not buy any more shares for the next 5 years only? But when they were buying the shares, they said LVMH does not seek to take over the group or influence the strategy, right? They just are kind of diversifying its portfolio. So from a business standpoint, I understand. Why wouldn't you want to invest in Hermes? It's one of the only luxury brands that are doing well, while a lot of others are taking revenue losses. But I think the way it's done was so sneaky. They were like going behind the back, trying to convince family members to sell the share to them. Since Bernard Arnault is still the CEO, I don't know what they're gonna do with Polene. And as a precaution, if you already love the look of these bags, if you're looking for an investment, I think you should get the bag. Get them before their prices skyrocket out of control. Try to book a trip to Paris and get those bags at a pretty good price, or if you're ever in one of the stores in like Tokyo or Seoul, try to get them overseas and try and get a tax refund on them to get it a bit cheaper. Look at them in person because of all the quality issues. I think they're gonna continue to do very well. Despite the discourse of quality issues, the bags are still selling. I think if they just kind of fix their quality issues, their growth will be pretty stable. I mean, they're already expanding to so many different countries. The bags have a very timeless appeal to them. Good luck to Polene, and good luck to our wallets if we love Polene. That is it for this video. If you made it this far, thank you guys so much. It must mean you really like me or something. Do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. A subscription really helps my channel and helps me earn a little bit of revenue from it as well. So I will see you guys in another video. Bye!